I'm Olivier Higgins, a film director and producer based in Quebec City. And I'm one of the co-director of the film Wandering a Rohingya Story.
And I'm Mélanie Carrier. I'm a film director too and film producer based in Quebec City. Actually, we are a couple in life. So we are working together for maybe now 15 years as filmmakers and producers in documentary film.
Wandering a Rohingya Story is, I would say, an immersive and poetic look into the biggest refugee camp in the world, which is Kutupalong, based in Bangladesh.
I would say also that it's about the Rohingya crisis. So the Rohingya in August 2017, they had to flee Myanmar, so ex-Burma, because of the violences over there. They went to Bangladesh, and that's how Kutupalong became the largest camp in the refugee camp in the world. But it's not only about the Rohingya crisis, it's also about human condition, basically, like how humanity can do something like that.
It's not a film about the political issues of the situation and things like this. It's more a cinematographic film where you will live the consequences of such a crisis.
And also we wanted to show how children still live their lives sometimes, even with the hard conditions and with all their background. Sometimes they're playing, they still live their lives. So that's why the kids, the children are part of the film all along the way a little bit, because this kind of magic still there sometimes, even if the conditions are really hard.
So the idea was to use cinema as a tool to do something different than the classic media can do, at the news or things like this. So we really wanted to focus on the people there, what they live, what is life there, what are the consequences. We worked with the Rohingya refugees that lived in the camp. Our friend Kalamia, whose poems and stories is the main narrative line of the film. And then Kalam introduced himself to Renaud, the photograph. When Renaud went there in 2018, Kalam went to see Renaud and said, do you need a translator? I can help you to be here in the camp. And Renaud said yes, and they made friends. And then after that, when we went back, we were with Kalam. So being with a Rohingya in the camp made a big difference. I think
every day, of course.
Every day for weeks. So and when you became friends, you eat with the family and things like that. So I think some journalists come for 2 days or 3 days, and they are coming from a translator from outside of the camp. But we were really with him and our friend, and I think it makes a big difference at the end how we approach things and people. And
yeah, I think it's essential. It was the basic of all the way we wanted to make this film. And he was also leading the interviews, Kalam, our refugee friend. So that's how it helps to make this shooting.
Because our film, sometimes it's kind of really intimate in a way and things like this, and people were asking how we do that or how we feel that, and it's hard to describe, like how to tell. But I think it's a kind of a respect with the other person you are filming, because that person is part of all this, so it's a kind of response between that person. A person must feel that this film is important for you, and so that's why you are doing this, or like asking him to wait because you need to put the microphone closer or things like this. But that person also has needs, that person has needs too, and you have to be aware of what's that person needs, like is she tired, is she she don't want to talk about something, or she doesn't feel comfortable. So that person is a collaborator too, where you are equal, and you really need to not try to control everything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The whole idea was this film was really to be a poetic experience in a way, and use, as I said, cinema to be a tool to talk about those issues. So I think we discovered that we could go further in this immersion experience with the cinema, by letting live the scene, and using the sound, and you learn a lot from what's around, you know, like the tension or the people talking, or all those details are really important. And if you go in a fast editing movement, you cannot understand the space of the place, you know.
Mm-hmm. We worked many weeks to make sure that this immersive feeling was not only in the image, but also in all the sound production, you know, all the conception of the sound. And I think that if people have the chance to watch it in a cinema, they will really feel this immersive feeling. And we just really wanted to
be there,
to feel it, and make sure that people receive all this information, but by watching the movie, not by getting statistics and numbers like that. So
and there are, you know, different kind of ways of telling stories, and as I said, it's not a story about the whole situation itself, and the political issues and economic issues. And so when you know why you make this film, then it helps you to make choices in terms of what you show or what you do in your editing.
I think that the first thing is that you have to dream about your ideal film. Even if your dream is very big and very, I don't know, you feel that it's not possible, or you have to see it in your head, and to dream a lot actually. And then as soon as you get in the process, of course, it will not be exactly the way you imagine it, but I think you have to let you dream about the movie you really want to make, you really want to do. That's the first thing. And the second thing I would say is that the subject has to touch you a lot, because you're going to work on it for many years. Like the movie Wandering a Rohingya Story, we are working on it now for almost 2 years and a half, and that's our shortest. Like the other films, we worked on them for 5 years, 6 years, I don't know, like it's a lot of time. So you really need to be touched deeply by the subject you choose, because it's going to follow you all your life. Like the film that you are making, they will follow you all your life. So you have to choose really carefully the subject.
I think we could make a film on every of us, you know, like all of us. Everybody has something important and interesting to say about their life, you know. We all have our own life story. So it's just the way you get into it. Every subject could be interesting. It's just the angle that the angle must touch you. The angle you decide to take in that subject, you know, is really important.